make it bang, yeah.
Midnight in Miami. Good vibes, open views. And you could get the latest news. It's all on YouTube at midnight in Miami.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? How does this Thursday evening or Friday morning find you? I am Gamero. I am joined here by my main man, ill-logicz.
What it is.
We are currently witnessing the abyss or the lack of Ali in the studio, but she might make it further down the line. Just dealing with a couple things, and yeah, we got Craig in the motherfucking his house. Craig. And
Craig.
And it's midnight in Miami. I hope we come to you and find you in good health. I hope that your family and everybody that means a lot to you is doing well in these crazy times. You were telling me that the things are picking up finally.
Yeah, things are slowly starting to pick up. I don't know if it's just a surge. But we keeping it pushing.
Keep it pushing.
Is that check?
That's check. That's at 1,200. We were actually going to have, as we mentioned last episode, KZOK Paula come in, but due to Miami heat getting in our way, we will have to reschedule for the next episode. So be on the lookout for that. And Pat Riley, I'm coming for you. Thanks. How's your week? Tell me a little bit about your week in Corona, in isolation or lack thereof. I see that we are building sound panels.
Yeah, man. So
Tell me a little bit about that, man. How'd that come about?
That's been my week right now. We've just been painting the ceiling in the chamber. Building some acoustic panels for renovating the spot since we're in this Rona age. We got a lot of time on our hands, and I'm focusing on that. That it came to be because we were, that chamber room has been open for about a year now, and something about me, I always like changing things, like making it better and better. So I felt like it was about that time, bro. So that's been my past 3 days. Working 12 to 15 hour shifts, construction, building and cutting, and I'm exhausted, and it will be done by Monday.
Oh shit!
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
Field of Dreams. You remember that shit?
That's it.
Sound panels are just for soundproofing, or what are their?
No, yeah. So we have there's two different things. You have soundproofing and acoustic treatment. So what sound panels do is it's more for the acoustic treatment, and what that does is that we have to get the room sounding as quiet as possible. There's frequencies that bounce off walls or the floor or the ceiling, and you kind of want to eliminate a lot of these frequencies so that when you're mixing, the mix is more true. So the truer the mix, the better it's going to sound when you're in your car and everywhere else. If you have a bad mix because of the sound in there, it's going to kind of ruin the juice.
Juice.
Yeah.
So what would be the main difference between, like, could you, if you were to hear a record, would you be able to tell, like, hey, that was recorded in a soundproof room or not?
I mean, not really, unless you could hear noise in the recording and you're like, damn, that's bad. But for the most part, a lot of people, they record and shoot in hotel rooms and that aren't soundproof, and they'll
I've
do
had
it.
people bring in sessions from recorded at their house and stuff, and you can hear dogs in the background.
Yeah.
You can hear cars passing in the background. You can hear all kind of stuff.
Is it impossible to remove that?
It's impossible because imagine somebody rap. It's 2 layers of
yeah,
sound.
it's alright. It's ingrained into the.
horrible.
Yeah, gotta do it over.
Shit.
Dogs in the back, cars.
Give it that. Give it that organic sound, There was actually, Watsky. I've shown you guys Watsky before. He actually had in one of his albums, the last 3 minutes of the album, after his last song. I don't know how he did it. I'm assuming he went to a subway station and just grabbed the mic, and it was just live sounds, and
Crazy.
and just how a subway station sounds, and just people playing music for change, or people arguing, or you got the residential person with mental health problems over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful. It's organic, you know.
Yeah.
If you know how to use it, it could definitely be a tool to your advantage. What are some of the long-term goals that you have as far as renovations?
Well, expanding is our goal right now. You know, I'm working on finishing up the chamber, and depending on how our budget looks for the rest of this month, you know, hopefully adding some tints to the front windows, or touching up the break room. But like my main goal, the biggest thing I'm working towards right now is getting Asylum Orlando open.
Okay.
So, you know, God willing, within the next year or two, we have that. We have a grand opening for that. I'm really aiming for the end of this year, but I'm putting that safe measure of a year or two.
Hey,
so,
branching out, baby.
Yeah, man, you already know.
How are you gonna delegate as far as I mean, I know you and how you are when it comes to your baby.
Yeah.
And I know you like to protect that baby, caress
Absolutely.
that baby. You know,
Absolutely.
that's your baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you gonna do with your baby? So what are you gonna do as far as when you got twins now? You know, how you gonna delegate that time?
Yeah, man, I have a couple people in mind. So I'm gonna start training. One of them, hopefully, I was supposed to be going to Bali.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And, you know, that whole Rona
that damn
thing.
Rona.
Yeah. So that's gonna be that kind of, when I'm on that vacation, is gonna be that testing point for this person. And I'm gonna train them before then. You know, see how they do while I'm out there, and if you know, if they're promising, then you know, I can have them run Miami because Orlando, I have to be there to start it up. And then once Orlando's finished and I could come back to Miami, I got to either find out if that person wants to move to Orlando, which they said they were willing to do, or find somebody to run Orlando and me come back here. So I have a few measures that I'm going to take. You know, I'm going to test them out before everything happens, and we'll see how it goes. God willing, you know, I feel like it's stressful, but, you know, I know it's in God's hands, and, you know, he's going to steer me in the right direction. So that's where we're at with that.
Everything worth attaining is worth working for.
That's
so
it.
you know what I'm saying. So you know, even if it means that you're in Orlando for a couple months with people that you don't know or whatever, I know that you have that goal, you know, in the back burner. That's like, all right, all this is for this one moment. So you got to have that drive, and you know. That's beautiful. That's
for sure. It's gonna be a lot of work, because, you know, starting from scratch. You know, I gotta go out there. I gotta do shows. I gotta meet people, meet artists.
How's the I know you've been before, but are you familiar with the artistic scene over there?
Not necessarily. I have a friend who lives out there who was a really good friend of mine that used to do music here, and I mean, he still does music, but he used to live out here. And you know, he tells me all the time, there's showcases all the time. There's a huge market out there. But it's just Orlando is it's not, you know, as it's great. I mean, you know, for any of our Orlando fans,
viewers, yeah.
I mean, I love it, but, you know, it's not as lively as Miami is. So it's like,
but it's growing, it's popping.
It's definitely growing. Yeah.
I feel like the only thing you do over there is go, you know, hit the parks. You know,
hey man, the parks are amazing.
The parks are amazing, huh?
There's definitely a scene out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Car racing out there is serious.
For real?
Yeah,
I had gone like couple years back for when they had recently started the soccer team over there, Orlando City. Yeah. And it's like huge over there. Like the fan base, like they take that shit seriously. The pregame and everything, like the actual field was sold out. They have a pretty solid like following for their team, and hopefully that kind of transfers over to the Miami soccer team, Beckham's team, which is kind of like, I mean, I had tickets for the season opener. Obviously, it was canceled against LA Galaxy. Yo, Beckham was smart as fuck. Like, if you follow what he did as far as like the MLS, because he was one of the biggest names in Europe as far as soccer, and the MLS at the time, and still to this day, was trying to get a lot of big stars to kind of like raise the awareness of MLS or the importance of it. And he signed a deal with the LA Galaxy to come, arguably not in his prime, but like he could still be playing in big teams, and decided to come to LA Galaxy and sign the contract with the clause that when he retires, he'd be able to open up his own MLS team, which is how this whole thing, the only reason he went to LA Galaxy was because, kind of like you, as far as like Orlando or whatever, he was thinking long term, and he was like, all right, let me play in like a bullshit league for a little while, knowing that in a couple years, if this goes right and the Miami team is as successful as he thinks it's going to be, his grandkids are gonna be set. You know.
Right, yeah.
So yeah.
dope.
Craig, talk to me. How's your week been like? How's that Rona treating you?
Oh, we vibing, man.
Vibing? A little closer to the mic.
We are vibing. Rona is not affecting anything really.
No?
Nah, it's building back. The studio's coming back. A lot of people coming back.
Word.
Do their albums and thinking about other stuff now rather than just getting sick. Although there are still people
Rather than just
still,
getting sick.
you know, walking around with, you know, still masked up, heavily masked up.
I mean, we have to be though. The stores don't even let you in without
They
it.
don't.
Yeah, true.
Like,
They don't let you in.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where have you?
I've been door dashing.
You've been door dashing?
Yeah.
The thing with
Everybody, bro. Yo, it's like
They're
5
making crazy money. I gotta
Uber
stop.
Eats, Door Dashes
Yeah.
be hitting us the studio. Craig, Jeff,
Yeah.
Craig, yeah.
bruh. Only thing about Uber Eats, sometimes they'll be like, oh, your food's $24, $3.99 tax, total is $84. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it gets
where does this
ridiculous.
math come
Ridiculous.
from?
It
Like,
gets ridiculous.
where does this?
It's like you press one button, it's like, all right, then $3 more, then $3
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
By the
Yeah.
time you're actually ordering this shit,
Yeah.
it's like $1,000 for
and then it's
a
not even.
burger.
That's not even including tip. Like, nah, bruh. I used to go ahead.
$2 on the thing, got an option, $2, $3, $4. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
they have a
your boy,
delivery
get $2,
fee.
boy.
Yeah,
And another service fee and a delivery
Bruh.
fee.
$2,
Start-
bro. I'm sorry.
state tax, boy. Like,
All that DoorDash, they got the rest of your money. Sorry.
Actually, talking about food, I had a bad experience that I wanted to share with you
please,
guys.
please let it out.
So,
Gotta
like
order
I said,
Chinese
we've been working on renovations right here,
Yes.
and it's like these are like 12 to 15 hour shifts outside working like manual labor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
real work, do work.
you know what I'm saying? So you tired, bro. You tired. And what happens when you tired? You hungry. Ever since I've been
Hungry.
working out, I eat a lot. You feel what I'm saying?
Gang.
But doing that type of labor makes you even more hungry. So it's 4 a.m, right? And I'm starving. I just finished everything. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna eat.
That's literally
shower.
ill. Like
Yeah.
4:00 in the morning. Oh, it's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, basically, right? So it's like 4 a.m. I'm rapping. I'm like, perfect. Let me go get something to eat.
Word.
Now there's a Burger King here.
24 hours.
It's 24 hours, and I wanna for any of our Miami residents here. It's on, what is this? 67th Avenue, and right off the Palmetto. So 67th Avenue on the Palmetto exit. There's a Burger King right there in that corner.
Yo, that joint's 24 hours?
Now it's 24 hours,
Whoa.
but
Yeah.
you have to order through the app though. But here's
Can't
the thing.
fuck around.
Here's the thing. I don't want anybody going there, and this is why. So I order my food through the app, right?
Uh-huh.
And you pick it up at the Burger King. So I put my order in, and one of our team members here, his name's Josiah. He goes, "Yo, I want to get something to eat too."
Shout
I'm
out to
"Alright."
Josiah.
Shout out to Josiah. I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So he puts his item. Now my item's a regular spicy chicken sandwich. He wants to get a breakfast item, French toast. I'm like, go for it. So he puts it in the app, and we order it. I pay for it. Boom, it went through. So we're like, I guess they're serving breakfast too. Cool, perfect. We're on our way to Burger King. I'm hungry. Here's the thing about me, man. When I'm hungry, I'm angry. I'm not the nicest hungry. No,
The hangry boy.
I'm the hangry guy, bro. Like I got very little patience.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know. So we pull up. We get to the drive-thru, and she's like, "Hey, do you guys have a mobile order?" I'm like, "Yes, it's under my name." She's like, "Okay." Oh. So I see you guys have a breakfast item here. Listen, we can't do breakfast items at this time. For some reason, the app lets you do it, but it's not available at a Burger King at this time. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, you're gonna have to cancel it there. I'm like, that's fine. So my mind is, I'm just gonna get my food, and I'm gonna email through the app because the app has to contact us. Let them know, hey, listen, I didn't get the breakfast item. I only got this. So if I could
me
get
get
that
that
part of the
guap back,
refund,
boy.
makes sense, right?
Hell yeah.
That makes
Every dollar every dollar counts.
Yeah.
1,200. That's all we got.
Absolutely. Right? So I get to the window. And she's looking at me crazy. And I'm like,
Crack.
hello? She's like, I told you I can't give you your food. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa, let's pump the brakes here.
Wait a minute. So you said the breakfast item isn't available. She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's fine. Just give me the spicy chicken sandwich. Before I got to that window, because there was a car before me, I've already emailed these people. There's a contact us button. I hit it. Boom, boom, boom. Sent my thing.
Hell yeah, boys. I'm
was
playing
quick.
around.
I was quick. I get to the window. No, that's fine. I just want my spicy chicken sandwich. She's like, I can't give you that. I'm like, what? She's like, listen, your order has a breakfast item in it. I'm like, I understand that. But mama, you said you can't give me the breakfast item.
So that null and voids everything?
I want the spicy chicken sandwich.
Let me get that
She's
spice.
like, no, because it's in the order. I'm like, what? I want the item I paid for. Don't worry about the breakfast. Look, I already emailed them. She's like, no, because then I'm going to give it to you. You're going to cancel the order, and you're going to get free food, and I can't have that. I was like, what?
How many
Wait,
times
you
has happened to her?
just taught me how to hack, y'all. What?
How many
What?
times has happened to her?
First of all, when I get my food from you, don't you hit like a button that says order delivered? Like, isn't that a thing?
Hi.
Yeah.
What the hell? Secondly, I've already emailed them. I haven't canceled the order. Look, it's still here. I'm showing her. It's still here. It's not like I canceled the order. I want my item that I paid for that you have. No. So she starts making this huge deal. Now, again, I need y'all to know, when I'm hungry, I get angry. And I was angry. So she's making it, and she's like getting all aggressive and this and that. And I'm like, woman, just give me my food.
Like,
give me my
she's been
food.
scammed
Give me my
before,
food.
man.
Don't do this.
For real.
Like if she owned the spot, apparently.
Yeah.
She closes the window and walks away. So what did I do?
You knock on
you
them.
broke the window.
You bang on them.
I opened the door and I banged on that window so hard that she got scared and then she called the cops. So here's where I was. I was like, all right, this is what y'all want to do? So I got in my car. I didn't leave. I put my car in park, and the Burger King has this call us number. Now, bro, I've never, ever had to call corporate on the company. I've never, because that's not me.
That's so Caucasian.
It's so,
Like, yeah,
you know, I don't,
like-
I don't care. Like,
Exactly.
You gave me bad service, I'm not gonna tip you,
Exactly,
whatever, and I
yeah.
move on. But I was hungry, Craig. And
You
guess
was
what,
hungry,
Craig?
okay.
When I'm hungry, I'm angry, Craig. You know what I'm saying? So I saw this contact number, and I was like, all right, you want to call the police? I'm gonna call the contact number. So this is what I
This
did.
asshole don't want to give me my.
My damn right.
My damn food.
So I call the number, and somebody picks up. I'm like,
What, they
what?
picked up in their Corona?
And I was, oh my God.
That was your
like,
therapist.
listen,
For
I
30
was like,
seconds, that was your
Yeah,
therapist.
yeah.
I'm going to let it out.
She was my therapist. I was like, listen. And she's like, okay, I'm listening. I am here in this Burger King, and I gave her the full address of that Burger King. It was like 16700 Northwest, whatever. I'm like, I'm here in this Burger King. I got her name, by the way. Her name is Vortex.
What?
So if any of y'all go to that Burger King and you see a Vortex, make sure to cuss out for me.
Wait, that's
Or
not her name. Vortex?
yeah.
That's a video game character.
Right.
I gave her that name.
Vortex. Or at least just ask her to apologize and then film it. Be like, look, I need you to apologize to my friend Edwin. and then film it.
Vortex.
You don't
That's
have
like
to curse her out.
Bowser's real name. What is
Right?
that, yo?
Vortex. Something like that. Vortex or I think it was Vortex. So anyway, and I'm on the phone with this lady. I'm like, listen, I'm on this Burger King. Brrr,
We
give her
shall
the
name
address.
her Vortex.
This is the person that's dealing with me, and this is what happened. She's stealing from me because I paid for this and I'm not getting my food. Do you understand what it is to work for 12 to 15 hours, be extremely hungry, and then you not get the food you paid for? And this lady's like, I know, I understand. I'm like, yes. So I'm like going off. And she's like, okay, would you like one of our higher ups to call you? I'm like, yeah, I want one of y'all higher ups to call me.
Hell yeah.
She's like, okay, and do you want a refund? I'm like, I don't want a refund. Bro, to this day, I haven't canceled that order.
Have the Burger King himself contact me, boy.
I don't want a refund. I want Vortex to apologize.
Facts.
Why?
Facts.
Why, Craig?
On some China shit.
Hell
No,
hell-
you know what it is? It's on some petty stuff. I'm being petty because I was hungry and I
love
was angry, and I want Vortex to apologize.
Mhm.
So
Oh, look,
she's watching.
Does Vortex own the business, or maybe
Apparently, she does.
maybe it's a franchise, and she's like, "Fuck, I got
Maybe she owns the stock.
How many
He's like,
times she
yo.
got scammed in this thing? She like
like-
knows it too well. Like
Yeah.
she got scammed before. She had.
He's like, I'm going to have it my way, one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then
You gotta
guess what?
call.
Oh yeah, so then I left because I left it on.
we
she
shall
called the
name
cops.
her Vortex.
and
The phone call was about 5 to 7
But
minutes long.
did the cops show up or not?
Well, yeah, I stayed there the entire time. Once the call dropped, the call finished, I looked at the window, she still wasn't there. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to leave, whatever. I was going to wait for the cops. I didn't care. I was going to wait for them to be like, yeah, look, I ordered. This is my order. Here's
Yeah.
the proof of purchase. She ain't giving my food. I know they're not going to take my side.
Yeah,
You
for
feel
sure.
me? Because I'm 25.
Sir,
I'm a young- at 4 in the morning?
Premises, please. It's
Yeah,
4 in the
sir, they're going
morning
to pull their
and
gun out.
You're doing too much.
Yeah, for sure. That's the first thing they're
It's
gonna
a burger,
do.
sir.
Sir.
First thing, it's a burger.
It's a burger,
It's a
sir.
burger.
Then the headline's gonna be horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man
The
shot
headline's
in
gonna make
BK
you
burger
look like-
parking lot.
I'm going to look like a criminal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna get the worst shot of me and put it on the
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
This guy, and it's like me with 2 guns.
But
I'm like, I
like-
never even took that photo.
half a head with braids, the other halfway out there.
Yeah.
But whatever. So I'm like, you know what? The conversation was done. I'm like, well, the cops ain't here, whatever. I left, and then I went to the McDonald's across the street. As soon as I pulled up to the McDonald's across the street, 2 cops pulled up to the Burger King.
I'm gonna go to Ronald, boy. What's
Yeah,
good?
And I saw them talking to her, and I'm like, whatever. I was like, and I was actually this close to pulling back up and be like, yeah, actually, she called them on me, and it's because of, but I was like, you know what? I think God, the reason that the cops got there after I left, and I was there for like 7 minutes. I think God didn't want. I'm like, you know what? It's cool. It ain't even worth it.
It's not even worth it.
It really isn't.
That's fucking wild. I hate when there's people that take their job too seriously like that, man.
Bro, it's just no. But here's the thing. It's like
she's gonna get bitched out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably,
Let's say this happened a couple of times before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she already got cussed out by her manager. Like, listen, Vortex, you cannot.
Vortex, cut the shit, yo.
Listen, we cannot have this. The food is sucking down in some abyss somewhere.
Vortex, it's the 6th time we have this conversation this week. All right.
The money is gone. The food is gone. I don't know. Vortex it's disappearing somewhere.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
Vortex.
It is. I don't know. It is what it is. I think she definitely could have went about it. I understand what she was wrong. She was wrong for sure. But she could have went about it if she would have told me without the because it came like from the beginning. She had an attitude, bro. If she would have told me, look, like my bosses are gonna get upset if I give you this food because then what happens a lot of times they cancel. If she would have told me that, I would have been like, you know what, you good. Don't even worry about it, mama. And I would have left.
Exactly, because we've been there. We've worked those jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand. Like, it's not like
we've worked at Starbucks.
We did Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dog, if you're nice to me, even if it's your mistake, I've had it to where I'm sitting in a restaurant and the waiter makes a mistake. And they're not, and they're like, yo, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, it's fine. We make mistakes. I'm cool.
Facts.
If you're cool, even when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
If you're cool, but she was from the jump with an attitude. From the jump,
aggressive.
And I was like, yo, you getting me pissed, woman.
Yeah, like.
And it was so that's my.
Did you have any experiences like that from the other end? Oh, what's up?
She didn't want to get in trouble.
She definitely. At Starbucks, you remember anything crazy like that, or?
I don't remember having to deal with something like that. I mean, I think I have a decent. I think my customer service is pretty good. But when I was working at Starbucks, I was like 18, so it was different.
Yeah.
I don't remember, dude. I remember me and Richard almost going at it.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
The manager. Because he was, you remember Richard. He would kind of he would like to mess with people.
He would
like to and he thought he was like, hey, I'm with the gang. I can mess with you. I can joke about you. And back then I had my temper was worse.
It was. I remember. And you're, okay,
I wanted to fight Mueller when I was like a freshman or sophomore year.
Oh my God.
They don't even know who that is.
They don't. Yeah. Shout out to Mueller.
Shout out to Mueller.
Yeah. You did. I
had a horrible temper, bro. I always wanted to fight, and it's like my manager at the time at Starbucks. He's a cool guy, Richard. You know, if he's watching, he's an awesome guy. But you know, he was saying some jokes. And I was getting pissed, and I started saying some jokes back, and I was going, I was going in.
But jokes with a little bit of truth behind them.
Exactly. It was the angry jokes. It wasn't
I know that.
It wasn't like, oh well, yo, mama, no. It was like, yo, yo, shut up, or this is like it was one of them angry.
Like, I'm beat your ass, ha ha.
Yeah, ha, ha. Yeah, he was like half my size too, so I was like,
he was.
Yeah, he was a little, but yeah, man. I don't remember anything crazy with customers in
Craig,
Starbucks.
Craig, have you had any?
For sure, he worked at Publix.
Bro, you had to have had some crazy customer service stories.
Microdosing, bro. Keep you straight through, bro.
Yeah.
Just keep you level-headed, bro. Just a lot of microdosing. Bro.
Nah, we go blasted.
But working at Publix was hard as fuck. Trust me. 6 years of that.
Damn.
In the deli.
In the deli.
I want my meat sliced thinner.
Nah.
Wait,
but do that with the temperature of the coffee. I want it at 180 degrees.
Dude, oh my God.
You have a thermostat?
Yeah, like get that thermometer, put up your ass, like straight up. Like, what is that?
And the lid tight.
Nah, they would legit tell us. They would tell. The thing is that Starbucks, I don't know why, but they fucking like. They pride themselves on that. That's why they have, you write each cup is custom or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Nah, bro, it's a cup of coffee para hincharme las pelotas. All right, like
that
straight
is the
up.
Greatest fashion. Yeah. They fashionized coffee so well. Yeah.
They did, and he didn't even. All this, what's his name? Howard Schultz, which is the CEO of Starbucks. He had released a book, and at the time, I was working in Starbucks New York, which was right before I came to Starbucks in Miami.
Okay.
And they were talking about this book like it was the fucking Bible, yo.
Yeah.
And they were like, Howard Schultz released a book, you have to read it. And I'm like, no, I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, just serve the fucking coffee.
Yeah,
I'll pass. But he was talking about how all the idea from Starbucks or whatever came from a trip to Italy. that he saw the ambiance and how people would go to cafes over there for like hours, and he implemented, and that was one of the biggest
luxury
things that they were trying to implement in Starbucks, is that it's your second home. And in the orientation that you're gonna have, they fucking say second home like 72 times. It's like, oh, you got your house, you know, with your family or whatever, but this is your second home. This is your second home. And we're trying to implement the fact that that we want this to be our second home for our customers, you know?
Yeah.
What was that, Craig? And boom, Ali is in the motherfucking building, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We were actually, and that's magic. That's movie magic. That's Hollywood. You know, that's beautiful right there. But we were actually, before you teleported onto the set, we were actually talking about, you know, previous job endeavors. We were talking about how, you know, we did Starbucks for a little bit, and people were ridiculous as far as like some people would legit tell us, I need my cup of coffee this temperature, like 117 degrees. And it's just like, bro, like,
I think Publix and Starbucks are too customer attentive. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of my way.
Also, Chick-fil-A feels like a cult. Like, dead ass, if you go to Chick-fil-A, everybody's
like,
like,
the first time I heard
can you imagine
that.
like, job interview at Chick-fil-A? What the fuck?
like, their fucking face must hurt from all that smiling, yo. Like, you go to Chick-fil-A, it's, hi, how are you? God bless you. Like, it's just like, they're so old, like pushing it. I don't know.
It makes me feel like they got a camera right here that as soon as that frown goes like, it's like, alarm.
That reminds me. There was one time that I had gotten pulled over, and the cop was like one of the few cops that he was like, all right, like vibing, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was kind of like listening to me. He wasn't just like, there's certain cops that like aren't even listening to you or what you're trying to say or to defend yourself, because they've already made up their mind as to what they're gonna do. He was receptive, I feel. So that was a point where I was just kind of like, I was like, dude, like, can you just kind of like look the fuck away? You know what I'm saying? Like, look the other way. Let's call it a day. And he's like, I would, but I got this thing right here. And like, I was legit trying to like bribe the guy on the fucking camera. Like,
I have never had a decent conversation like that with a police officer. I am so sorry. Like, I
was like, bro, do a backflip real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just. You know what I'm saying?
My close call was only when I got pulled over for buying a Grab, and they're like, so why do you no, I think I was smoking fucking Dutches at the time, and they're like, so what do you need that for? I froze. I couldn't even, my throat was and then they got some call, and they're like, we gotta go, and then fucking jetted. I had everything on me. It was not meant for me that day. I was so happy.
Whoever got shot was like, thank you.
Yo, something must have happened. I don't know.
God. Craig, anything for you?
It's too much to remember. Like close calls like that? What?
Yeah, anything close calls, or maybe like a cop interaction that you weren't too fond of.
Oh gosh. Don't bring those up.
He's gonna get hangry.
Lord. Nah, don't bring those. It's too many of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been detained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it gets bad where even I've been pulled out of a car with no reason. Like I'm past a stop sign. I think I passed the stop sign, right? Get to like close to like by my cousin's house. I have my baby mom, my kid in the car, and somebody else with me at the time. Get pulled over. As soon as the car stops, I'm already hearing yelling, get out the car, get out the car. To the point where I have to get out the car, hands up, face backwards, walking backwards to these people.
Were you terrified?
Oh
yeah, because it was random as fuck, because I don't know what I did, and it was automatically get out the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pissing
as
myself
soon as I pulled over,
on the way back.
So they walking me backwards, and they take me in the car and all this. Got weed in my pocket. Have like a I don't know, probably a couple grams, but at the same time, by the time you're getting pulled over, I have probably like 7 or some shit. Put it in the trunk. The 7's in the trunk. I'm getting pulled. It's me and my girl's car at the time. So they see the weed in my pocket. They say, if there's any more in the car, we're gonna have to take the car. We're gonna have to all that kind of shit. 7's in the trunk. I'm getting pulled. It's me and my girl's car at the time. So they see the weed in my pocket. They say, if there's any more in the car, we're gonna have to take the car. We're gonna have to all that kind of shit. So mind you, this is like random as fuck. I didn't stop at no store. I didn't stop at anywhere. They just seen me. They saw the car, pulled me over, said, "Get the fuck out the car." Straight up. Like have no like. So.
Sometimes I even seen I've seen at some of the events. Like
crazy.
They won't be parked up there, but like they'll be pretty much right by the event, just fishing, like waiting for people that have that been drinking to start driving, and then just kind of like fish, like let me pull them over, have them blow, just to see, if they're fucked up or not.
And I was already in a bad neighborhood, but
did they search your car or no?
Huh?
Did they search your car or no?
Yeah, they searched the car.
Did you?
They found it?
Yeah, they found it.
Fuck.
But don't you have to condone to searches though?
Well, once they find it on you, it's like automatic.
They was already
because then they have probable cause.
They don't care. They was already outside the law. They was wild men.
Oh yeah.
They don't care.
Nah,
even listen, they let me go. Not even they took me down to the station, brought me back to exactly where they picked me up from, and let me go. They didn't fingerprint me or anything. They just want to harass. They just want to take me through the whole loop. You feel me?
They just wanted the loop. They took your fucking trees.
And took my trees.
They smoked it that night. They smoked it that night.
Yeah.
Listen, I know for a fact that some of these pigs cops are.
It was two black guys.
Yeah, I know for a fact that some of them are smoking this shit.
North Miami.
They took it.
Crooked ass cops, North Miami.
It can't be that they fucking took you to the station. No fingerprint. Nobody has anything.
Nothing. Took me right back to the same place they picked me up from.
Possibly even turned off the fucking camera before they even got to you.
A lot of them,
they probably didn't have cameras.
That's crazy.
They didn't have cameras.
By the way, that kind of defeats the whole fucking purpose if the cops can turn the cameras off.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me. Oh, there's a button that you can turn it off and there's no more evidence?
Right.
Let me hit that real quick.
And then when they get that back, the police station is like, we can't, the cameras were turned off.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Sorry.
How convenient.
At this time, there was no camera footage.
We also had a close call one time when we were at the park and we were leaving and the cop got to us. They were just talking to me, but they put the light on you and they're like, does he speak Spanish? Do you talk? Do you speak English? And then they passed us and then they went to the kids behind us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
Holy crap.
I don't know what saved us at that time, probably.
There's a whole lot of close calls that got too close for me to call.
Yeah, too close for comfort.
Yeah, comfort. The comfort in this guy.
And what about when you were talking about Publix? Or were you, because you worked at the deli, were you vegan back then?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, because I was like, that's a rough day, boy.
I wasn't eating
beef. That's a rough day.
I was not eating beef. But when I had to slice people's roast beef, that extra bloody blood. I'm talking
that extra rare, boy.
This shit was like vampires. These guys going, let me get the rare one. Let me get a slice of that. Like, fuck, you fucking. What's all this blood on your tongue, bro?
Oh
but that shit was horrible.
Yeah,
that's the only part I didn't like. But the customer service, I would say it kind of trains you to know how to talk to people and it gives you a lot of charisma over time. But you still got to deal with assholes, and it kind of learn how to deal with assholes,
especially in public sector, because it's one of like the higher end, snobbier supermarkets.
They want you to talk to everybody. They want you to, hey, how are you? Can I walk you to whatever you're looking for?
Yeah, bro.
Can I walk you to it? Grab it for you. Put it in your basket for you.
Yeah.
Like they want you to go in. Like
sometimes I appreciate them walking with me. Sometimes I'm like, just tell me where the fuck to go and leave me alone.
I want to make sure you buy that shit.
Bro, in Sedanos, you'll be lucky if they're like, hey, aisle 7, bro. Like in Sedanos, bro, they'll be like, hey, get your ass to aisle 7, bro. You be lucky,
can you help me?
Hey,
look at that sign.
It's over there.
Yeah, so what do you mean? You don't know how to read? They're on the signs. Right?
One time, in Sedanos, I saw a cockroach inside of the deli.
Beautiful.
The deli. Yep. And
fuck shit, I'm out.
Beautiful. I took a picture. And
it was a teenager or was it a palmetto?
Nah, bruh, that shit was a full grown like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh,
like and just like vibing with the hams and the meats.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
I saw one at Subway one time in the mall, and then I was like, "Is that a no?" And this, I was young. I was like in high school at this time. I'm like, I just saw, and the person saw it with me.
I'm not crazy.
The worker saw it because the worker opened the bread thing, and they ran across the back of the little whatever they have the bread in, and then he turns around. I'm like, no, she turns around. I'm like, was that a cockroach? She's like, do you want your food or not? I'm like, what?
Hell
No.
fuck no.
I don't.
It's like Papo.
Like,
Bruh.
yo, how you getting mad at me? Because I just, do you want this food or not? I was like, hell nah. Like, everybody else in that line left.
Yo, I'm sure there's so many businesses that like have been able to get off scot-free as far as the health inspector goes. Like I'm sure that cockroach wasn't there when the health inspector was there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They actually allow a certain amount of, I don't know what it's called.
I read something like that.
It's a certain amount of fuck shit.
There's a certain amount of that you can, like, negative points that you can have before you still fail.
Like this many of cockroaches, baby cockroaches, big cockroaches, rat shit.
Have you guys have you seen Bar Rescue?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's super scripted.
Some of those cases, they just got them from different stories, put them together.
Yeah, bro. For sure, they went to Petco, got a couple rats, threw them in there. Like, I know for a fact some of them are scripted.
One of them had a collar on it. Like
yeah, for real. Little name, you know what I'm saying?
Name on it.
Stuart Little, you know what I'm saying?
Kidding, rats.
If I had a rat, I would for sure name it Stuart Little. Like, that's not even, okay. Like, come on. Like, what's happening? But yeah, Bar Rescue, that shit was beautiful. What was his name? But he was very aggressive.
So after that, how y'all feel about eating in places like after you see roaches in places and
after that, I don't think I really haven't gone back to Sayano's. I was just like, see ya, wouldn't wanna be ya.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like I mean, that was again, I was a kid and that was a Subway at a mall. I go to this spot around here called it's like Fritanga. Hermano de Oro, I think it is. It's dope. It's amazing. They're
that's a Nika restaurant.
Yeah,
Right?
their carne asada is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Josiah shows me a video of that same one I go to. The same exact one I go to. He shows me a video of somebody filming one of the workers cutting the meat outside in the back on top of the trash can.
Fuck, yo.
And it's the same one I go to. And I'm like,
they didn't run out of counter space.
Damn.
And I'm like,
okay, wait, pause. Because it's not technically the garbage. I have seen the actual pillar, but they don't use it for garbage. I think they have like a garbage bag on top of it, but they've only used it for
cutting meat
and rice and stuff.
It could have been that. Maybe
because the same pillar they use for what's that thing called? Ensalada, the salsa, whatever. They pick it up with the bag but that's just the pillar that they use. Because I thought it too, but I saw that same. I don't know if they use. I don't know.
Of it.
They probably should invest in a different type of
venue. For sure.
Maybe they shouldn't do it outside like that too.
Yeah.
You know. But
outside definitely.
In the alley, I just picture an alleyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. Cause it was in the back of the store, and there's a apartment complexes right behind it too. So it looked like somebody that was there would see it alive, and they just filmed it one time, and it was like on the news and everything.
Well, there's a lot of restaurants that do a lot of shit on the DL.
Oh, for sure.
Like I know.
we don't even know about.
There's a couple Peruvian restaurants. It's illegal to serve. What's that shit called? It's like not hamster, but
I hope it's illegal to serve hamster.
No, I think fucking it could be naked mole rat. I'm not sure, yo.
Oh my God.
But it's a dish in Peru and it's illegal to serve here. And like there's a couple Peruvian restaurants over here. You say that code word, that special secret code word, and you know that you ain't getting tequeños. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you ask for a double order of tequeños with sauce on the side, you getting that special dish, boy.
Get it by accident. Like, what the hell?
Damn, right? Where are my tequeños at? But
Tiger King also they came out.
Tiger King, boy, because they had that that meat falling off the truck, boy. Yo. And they're like, hey, let's just go ahead and put that shit on a pizza.
They had a truck full of meat from Dique Walmart meat. So
yeah, like the expired meat or the meat that they're throwing away.
Yeah.
And so they would get that shit for the low because they were feeding the tigers with it. Okay. And they're like, fuck it, let's feed humans.
Let's make a pizza parlor.
And so they're like, hey, our meat special pizza. That's that mystery meat, baby. You know?
That's crazy.
Don't ask where it came from because it ain't ham.
It's pork.
That's disgusting, dude.
Every week, every episode, we have a special segment called Craig's Movie Reviews. And Mr. Bandison, what do we have for the people this week?
We have A oldie but a goodie.
An oldie but a goodie. What is it?
Weeds, baby.
Weeds.
Weeds.
That's a show?
Hilarious.
I fucking hate this.
Mary Louise
But
Parker,
this bitch,
shout
I
out.
hate this bitch. God damn it. She is skating through on thin ice with her pussy and
Quit with her pussy.
thin pussy.
Oh my
But
god.
she is skating through, man. This girl is
skating
in the
through.
suburbs. All right, she's a married woman in the suburbs. Loses her husband and has all these bills now that she's faced with. So what does she do? Instead of moving, no, she doesn't move.
No.
Fuck that.
No, why? What? And
What?
give up my
No.
life?
Yeah, of course
Nah,
not.
man.
So what does she do? She sells weed in
She
her community.
pushes weight, boy.
Starts pushing weight in her community.
She be in the soccer games just like, hey, here's a 10-piece,
I
boy.
don't want to spoil everything. Like, it's so much.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful. It's
She
beautiful.
skates through so many times. Jesus Christ.
I met Mary Louise Parker because I
Hilarious.
had gone to New York and I had
Mary
one
Louise Parker?
the lead. The mom.
Okay.
And I had won tickets to a Broadway show, and she was actually the lead, and it was crazy. It was crazy, like especially seeing her act, fucking, a couple feet from you, like she
was singing.
No, acting. It was a straight play, and she really is great. She really is great,
dope.
and like.
Tell her she pisses me off in that fucking weeds shit.
I
Oh
encourage-
my god.
I encourage people when this shit is over to experience live theater, because I mean, if you enjoy TV shows, if you enjoy movies or whatever
Why?
the case, because
It's an experience.
It's an experience, like having that person like going through those that emotional roller coaster in front of you. Like it's very hard to not like feel for them or get goosebumps or even cry. Like it's,
So what makes it so different from regular movie? I mean, I understand it's more like
it's the equivalent to like watching Kendrick Lamar perform on TV and then actually being in the
or
in
like
the
listening
arena.
to him and going to a concert.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
just
like
like
it's like that. Like, all
like
right,
the
you,
whole ambiance. Puts
you know
it
what I'm
together.
saying? It's like, all
Yeah.
right, you could watch the BET Awards and but
Yeah.
if you're there and you're feeling the energy, it's like
yeah,
crazy.
that's like anything. Like when you see things on TV that kind of like go viral, if you see it through a screen, it's like, okay, like Drake, Tootsie Slide, he's just doing a stupid ass dance, or I don't know, fucking Lady Gaga coming into the award show in an egg or whatever the case. It's just like you become
a
so
huevo.
in a fucking huevo. You become so numb to all this crazy shit through a screen, but then when you actually have to, you experience it in person, it's a completely different monster. And well, this particular show was theater in the round, so it means that the stage was in the middle and the audience was all around through it. And that's very difficult because sometimes I could be acting for you guys or whatever, fucking going through this whole thing, but the people behind us just see my back. So it's like you really have to like the blocking, which is the movements that are choreographed by the director for that play, has to be really on point to make sure that everybody has an equal experience.
Where do the actors come from?
What do you mean?
Like when they're changing scenes?
There was actually
an elevator.
well, that's why theater in the round is very difficult, because you have very you don't have a lot of changes like that. A lot of the times
It's one consecutive.
it'll be one consecutive thing, so maybe like there won't be a lot of costume changes, and they'll imply that it's the same day throughout the entire play. Or if there is, and you're trying to distinguish different days or dates, then there was like a walk to like backstage or whatever, where they would kind of like come out. But for the most part, the theater was in the middle and everybody was around it. So that was definitely an amazing experience. I met her afterwards, and she was super nice, but you could tell, given like how much she was exhausted emotionally, like I could tell, because in this play, like she really had to like fucking go through it. And afterwards, like her eyes were still like puffy from crying. And you can tell when someone's emotionally drained. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between being emotionally drained and physically drained. And she was emotionally drained. So hats off and kudos to her for that performance. But yeah, if you get a chance after this, anything, no matter how big or small, I mean, shit. Sometimes I'll go out and say that the more intimate productions that are not, Broadway or whatever the case, are sometimes more impactful because it's, it's a very intimate crowd. You don't have to share the theater with, 500, 1,000, 2,000 people. If it's like only 30, 50 people watching, you're so engaged. It's hard not to be. But yeah, I enjoyed that very much. What was the last thing that you guys went to watch, whether it be like music or any event, like local, anything?
Any event local?
Because I know events have been a minute since we had an event.
Yeah, there's been a few events that I can't really remember the name of. We did a few events as well. But as like a performer, I remember we went to see. Damn, what? I don't remember now.
It's been a while in this new world.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back too. Was it No Labels?
We did No Labels.
No Labels. Was that the last one?
The last show
one
we
that
did.
we did, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last thing.
Oh, there was a play that I watched on TV, but damn, there was a play that we. Damn, I don't remember.
What about you?
The last play I saw?
Play or like a performer?
I think the last performance I saw was NF when he came here in the Fillmore.
Nice. Did you see Kendrick before?
I did see Kendrick in the American Airlines. That was freaking crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was dope.
I saw Jay-Z in the 444 tour. That shit was wild.
I believe it, bro.
Shit
I
was
saw Kanye on the platform.
What's it called? What tour was that? What, Life of Pablo?
Yeah, I think so. Life of Pablo.
Was it Life of Pablo? That shit was crazy.
On the platform, that shit was crazy.
Some guy climbed on and then he kind of like kicked him off and he fell.
I would too.
Yeah, I'd be like,
you can't climb to the top of the. That's the best symbolism ever. Climb up here. Let me kick you off.
I'm kind of busy right now. Kind of in the middle of something.
He stepped on his fingers. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard. Someone broke into Eminem's house.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was the actual definition of a stan because his security guards were sleeping. Like,
all of them?
All of them. They were just knocked out.
Yeah, no, let's not take shifts.
All
sleep.
Let's knock out.
He fired them, right?
100%. And then, so dude like sneaks past the security guards, like breaks into the house, and the person that confronts the intruder is Eminem. Damn. That's the only person. And so Eminem's like, what the fuck is going on? This person didn't steal anything. All they wanted was to meet him. Which is wild to me.
So obviously, what happened?
He was arrested. I don't know if Eminem is pressing charges. I don't know. And then obviously Eminem fired all his security detail.
Hell yeah!
What the fuck is that?
I'm like, yo, I pay you all of this, and somebody broke in my crib. I had to stop him.
No, but if you see him, it's a scrawny ass dude. I can imagine his security guards are like fucking, like big ass dude. It's a scrawny ass fucking dude that kind of like. Finesse his way. The weird, awkward part about it, I mean, obviously the entire thing is, but like, had one of his daughters encountered him, like, sure, they're like 19 and 20 by now, they're adults, but still, like, I don't know, that's fucking weird, man.
Regardless of the sense, your home is your sanctuary.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, as soon as somebody is able to enter without your permission, it's like
killing him.
Bro, exactly. I was like, what would Ill do?
What?
On site.
If you saw someone that you wouldn't know, would you immediately just go?
Oh my God, immediately. Like,
you wouldn't even jump to be like, yo, get the fuck out?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been in that position.
Yeah.
If you got past the security,
a couple.
You're a clever motherfucker. I got a couple.
But also, they were sleeping. They were sleeping.
Oh, it was on liquor.
You know what? It was just meant for him to meet him because, like, out of all days.
Especially like, if you're not expecting anybody, if I'm not expecting anybody to be in my house and I see somebody, my gun is definitely being drawn for sure. For sure, because I don't know who the hell you are. I'm not saying I'm gonna shoot you, but I'm drawing my gun for sure. It's like, yo, what? And you passed by bodyguards. I might just have to pull the trigger.
Facts.
Like, how'd you get past security? Like, what's going on?
Facts. No, I mean, at the end of the day, there's certain things that can't be talked through. I understand some people are gonna be like, why literally jump the gun? Why jump to that extreme? But at the same,
it's in my crib.
Exactly. But at the same extent, that person should not have jumped the gun. That person should not have been in that situation in the first place. It sucks that it comes from a place of admiration. So it's like, imagine if someone broke in just to meet you because they're such a big fan. You know, like
I would laugh.
For real.
I'd be like, yo, get on the ground, but I appreciate it.
I appreciate the love, though.
But I don't know who the hell you are, so just get on the ground. I got you. We're wait to get you out of here.
I got you. We got a picture right here.
Yeah, look. Oh, yeah, just don't move. With my gun. Yo. There you go. That's yours.
Ali, what would be your first plan of action?
Karate chop them.
Yo.
I don't know. It's like on instant, you're just scared. Yeah. I don't have a gun, so it's like, fuck. Find anything that you have.
By the way, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit that subscribe button. You're on YouTube. You're vibing. You want to get that notification every week. Go on Instagram. Hit that follow. Go on Spotify and hit that follow. Get that weekly doses of Midnight in Miami. You guys should be all up. If I were you guys, I'd be like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Given that the government is like, oh, by the way, aliens are real. Like. And everybody's like, hey, oh, by the way,
when did I come out?
You saw how the government's like, oh, by the way, UFOs are real. Everybody's like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Like, how about we get this fucking pandemic out the way?
Yeah, right? Like, we've been through that, bro. Come on.
There was a documentary where that particular part of the film, and the person, the filmmaker, was like, hey, you're reposting my video where you guys said that it wasn't real, by the way.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So
I don't know if you heard about it, but the government released, was it 2 or 3?
I think it was 2.
I think it was 2. It could be 3. I'm not sure. Videos the government released, like the U.S. government
Pentagon confirmed.
Yeah, Pentagon confirmed of. It was footage shot. I'm assuming by fighter jets, but they were flying, and basically they were literally unidentified flying objects.
Okay.
Given the shape, the way that they were moving was defying physics. I mean, I just want to show it to you because honestly, it's gonna do it far better.
And the audio of them just like fucking freaking out.
Yeah,
they're
literally.
They're saying.
They're like. We don't know what the fuck this is.
It's like, you know why nobody jumped up and said I told you so?
Why?
Because
we've been over it.
Yeah. Oh, because I mean,
because niggas been over it.
I'm pretty sure it's just another way for them to be like trying to put the attention on something else.
Why? Yeah. Why did they drop it then?
Why have a press conference?
Exactly.
Why did they release that?
They could have released it and not have a press conference.
What is it?
Put it to the mic.
Yeah, put it to the mic.
Microphone.
Here? Yeah. Let's use a little banger.
Yeah. Hey.
Radio.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I think I'll get his production credits on this shit.
Hey. Oh, is that little thing? The little black thing?
But they don't have the audio of the pilots. I wish they did. The pilots are freaking out. And they're saying that's not ours. No. Tom, I'm gonna send you the video so we can put it.
That's crazy.
They do say. I mean, I've seen, and I've read, and I've heard.
The Dick Eater
I
himself.
did have one very brief meeting on it, but people are saying they're seeing UFOs. Do I believe it? Not particularly. Do you think you know if there were evidence of
they dropped the video?
They look like you. What?
And some of them,
you know, he's also blaming Obama for this shit.
Of course he is.
How do you do that?
What? He's like, what is that even? It's like,
isn't he out of office 4 years ago?
Bro, that's like if I dropped my laptop, I was like, this damn fucking Obama.
Yeah. So
what do you guys make? I mean, did you have any doubts, or do you have any doubts? What are your stance on aliens?
Period.
On aliens?
Be careful with your words. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I mean, I've never really put too much thought into it. You know,
that's rude. I'm standing right in front of you.
I mean, it's a huge universe, bro.
That's what I'm thinking. There is no fucking way.
Like,
do you know how self-centered you have to be like, hey, you know the infinite galaxy? Yeah, the one that goes on like pretty much forever. We're the only ones that are living in it. You know, like that's wild to me.
Wow.
Like,
it's a big universe, bro. Like our galaxy is like an ant.
Yeah.
In what this, and that's
Correct.
our galaxy.
Our galaxy. Like,
not our planet. Our galaxy is a sand. Just a little grain of sand.
And then they came out with multi-dimensions. So
yeah, I was like, oh, you fucking my whole shit up.
So, I mean, I've never really paid it any mind. You know, I don't know if that necessarily is I mean, bro, the government, not just our governments, different governments do a lot of, they do a lot of things behind closed doors that nobody knows about. You know, who knows if, you know, even when the Nazis were reigning, they were doing a lot of crazy crap that nobody knew about until after, when they were defeated and they were like, the U.S. started investigating. They saw this thing, all these things that the Nazis were doing. So I don't know. I don't know if I would believe like that's an alien, but do I believe that there are aliens? I wouldn't be surprised if there were, because it's such a huge universe, man.
Such a massive.
You feel what I'm
universe.
saying? Like it's crazy.
I don't know if you guys heard back and forth between if Kim Jong-un is dead or not.
Oh, it's still going on?
Yeah, they just released
The debate continues.
a picture of him in a public setting where he was cutting a ribbon. I think he was like opening a factory or something like that. So that's like their way of being like, hey, it's all good. The thing that like
stored up footage, saved footage.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but my thing is that okay, it could be a body double, because I mean I'm not gonna get into that, but it could be a body double.
True.
Like you guys make your own assumptions.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get because
I've
I know
seen
comments will be like
plenty
you're
of
racist. I'm like no, like I'm just saying there could be a body double. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? That could be a body double. My whole thing is, given what we know about this nation and how strict they are when it comes to like their supreme leaders or whatever, it's very uncharacteristic of him to miss the anniversary of, I believe, his grandfather's passing, where like the entire nation has to mourn.
Wow.
It's his whole ceremony.
And
He wasn't there, and it's like that's a massive red flag, because that's all they do. All they do is like the supreme one, the one after that, and we all bow to them. That's all.
Unless he's trying to give some extreme disrespect, which I doubt.
Nah, I doubt it.
So why would he not be there?
Because then people would start disrespecting the nation. That's the last thing that they would ever allow.
Yeah.
Like that's why they call it a hermit nation, because
he's not there. Aliens are real. He's not there. I don't know.
Hey, that's 2020, baby. That's 2020. We actually had a comment on our last video. And it wasn't from Avenue X at Cicero.
Oh.
I know. But shout out to Avenue X at Cicero. I know, Cicero, you slacking, bruh.
Cicero.
Come on. But it's actually from Emilio. And it goes on Ari Shafir. It's his brand of comedy, and as wrong as it may have been received what he did and said, we need to be careful to be so harsh against artists like him, because once we start dictating what can and cannot be said, it's a hard train to put a stop to. Freedom of speech and all. Also, he did come out and say he apologized and he read up more on Kobe and did not know all that went into the case. To which I say I both agree and disagree to a certain extent. I agree that there needs to be a neutral plane for art and for comedy and all sorts of art, because what I may find touching, what I may find, moving, may not mean dick to you, and that's fine. I will, when Argentina wins the next World Cup, I'm gonna get a fucking tattoo of the team crest. You may not share that passion, and that's beautiful for me, and I think that's kind of like, we need to have that sort of neutral plane, because who's going to dictate what can and can't be said, or what is and isn't art? Because under that notion, then there needs to be like a grand book. There needs to be a Bible of, okay, this is art. Comedy, art. Cooking, that doesn't fall under art. Like there has to be some sort of say all thing that says this is what art is and this is what art isn't. Given that doesn't exist, I understand where you're coming from, but I do think that people have the right to spend their money wherever the fuck they want. So it's not like, I don't think he's getting like shadow banned or anything like that. I think that his audience, the people that really do enjoy, you know, jokes about people dying hours after it happens, awesome. You have that crowd, great. But I think that he thought that crowd was going to be far larger than it was. Like, I think he thought, okay, I'm going to go balls to the wall with this. That way, when I go on tour, all these people that, you know, love that crazy shit are going to go see me. Great. But I think he thought it was going to be, you know, I don't know, 100,000 people, and it turns out to be 10,000 people or whatever the case. So, you know, I don't think that anybody should be able to tell him, hey, you can't do comedy. But I do think as a viewer, you should be able to like dictate, and you should be able to say, hey, well, you know, I was kind of a fan of Kobe, so instead of spending my $60 to go see you, I'm gonna go see, you know, Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, Bobby Lee, whatever the fuck. But yeah, I agree and disagree. Freedom of speech is massive, and I think that we can't fuck that up at all. But I think with the right of freedom of speech comes the right to talk shit about that person that expressed that freedom of speech. Criticism. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I understand it's hard to put a limit to comedy, because, you know, or art in general. You know, even when you're watching movies and stuff, you don't want there to be a limit, because then you're not able to express yourself creatively. You know,
and you never know, that limit could go smaller and smaller and
exactly.
smaller. What do you think, Ali?
I think, yeah. So the thing about it is that I guess laughing at someone's death to me is not even funny to begin with. So
yeah,
those types of, I don't know, comedy is such a wide span. Nobody wants to put a limit on it or tell you what not to say. But it's just like, if you want to make fun of that, do you? I just don't want to be a part of that situation. And if more people just don't want to be a part of that situation, well, maybe you fall out. But it's not because... It's not because we're trying to stop you from saying what you say. I just don't agree with what you say.
Yeah. Craig?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah?
Fuck that
Basically.
guy.
Craig ain't gonna be going to any Ari Shaffir shows anytime
Nah,
soon.
he's canceled. Sorry.
I personally don't.
Craig is a Kobe fan.
Why would I support somebody that likes to drug people? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
he drugged his homie.
that was okay. And some people are like,
more importantly, he dissed Kobe.
but more importantly,
Guys, you're derailing from the
you're derailing
Kobe
from the
vibes,
topic.
okay.
I thought that was a huge thing. Some people are like, it's just Molly. Okay, it's just Molly. But still,
he was trying to be not on drugs, hello. He was trying to be sober.
Right.
He's having a fucking sober week, right?
okay,
he's trying to get sober. He's like, I'm gonna put some Molly in your shit anyway. I don't give a fuck.
Here's some
Listen, bro.
Yeah, some of the defenses are like, well, Bert was in front of his daughter and wife or whatever, and some of the Ari Shaffir people are saying, well, they were in their man cave, they weren't with the daughter and but still, like, you guys were gonna have dinner, that night.
I got plans, bro.
Exactly, yo. And not only that, but it's such a massive like breach of trust. You know, like,
people just put them in a corner. Don't come by me. No.
I thought it was water.
Yeah,
I don't want you in my life.
I'm geeked.
That's crazy.
And also,
I had dinner.
He was Ari Shaffir, not roofied, but I guess roofied. Was it
It's roofied.
Well, I mean, because it wasn't a roofie.
Oh, it's not a roofie.
I
guess
he put it in his drink without him knowing.
Yeah, but it was a Molly. And so without him knowing.
So
and I don't know if he had done it before or not, but it's like, dude, that's such a massive breach of trust. But not the fact that it was like with his kids and his wife there. You know, afterwards he says that he, from that point forward till this day, he's had to go to therapy for it. So like that,
because that is.
Because I mean, that must. I don't know if it's because of the effect of the drug, but more so like the mental effect that it has on the trust that, you know, like if it was someone that I knew for such a long amount of time, like I would never be able to take a drink from him again. Like, you know what I'm saying, like.
You wouldn't trust anything.
You
from
can't, like, and like, look, I understand.
I'll be right back. Will you?
Right? My dad never came back.
Right? I'm down the street. Are you sure?
For real, yo. Like
Any
Would you
statement
guys-
he said, I'll question.
Would you guys ever be in like a hippie commune where, or go to like Woodstock and have a fest? You know?
I would go to Woodstock for like 3 days, but I wouldn't live permanently.
No. Okay.
I'll
Would
need
you
a whole
indulge?
RV.
In drugs, yeah. What do you mean?
In drugs?
I need a
I
whole
said
RV.
indulge.
I got it covered. You
Yeah, yeah,
microdose
yeah.
I mean,
and
it
No,
show
I
me.
want.
It depends.
Show me.
It depends on the vibes. It depends on the people.
Yeah.
It depends on the people that are performing. If fucking Slipknot is performing, I don't think I'm taking anything.
No.
You know.
I think I've gotten to the point where I don't want to, like, I indulge in something that's going to take my mind higher or take me to a higher just consciousness. You know what I'm saying? This life is just once. I need to know what I got to do. I need to know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when it comes to things that, like, you know, weed, I have no problem, like, you know, vibing any day and every day. That's fine. You know, when it comes to, I'm not a big drinker. Like, I definitely smoke far more than I drink. I could probably put into two hands how many times I drink in 1 year. You know, like, I'm just not a big drinker.
Yeah. Not really.
And you know, I'm more on nature's medicine or whatever the case. But yeah, I mean, if it was something like Woodstock, you know, something that has lived far beyond it, you know, when it happened, it's still, you know, talked about today. You know, it depends. Again, it depends on the people. I haven't dabbled too much. I've done shrooms like once with an ex-girlfriend. And I was watching The Bling Ring with Emma Watson, and by the end, when the credits came in, that shit was in 3D. I was like, what the fuck? Did I buy a 3D TV without knowing? Like,
I don't think we got the people right now to do like a Woodstock.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. The closest thing we have is Ultra, you know, right?
Yeah.
And that's a shit show.
That's
man.
a shit show.
That's a shit show.
There will be like girls humping trees and shit.
I've seen that. I've seen
It's too
that.
much acid. That's what it is. This is
that-
dropping acid like crazy out there.
Also, the bathrooms aren't bathrooms. They're just more like portable drug stalls. You know, like let's be honest. Like people are not going in there to use the restroom. They're going in there to do lines and do this and do that.
Yeah.
It's going
Like,
crazy, man.
I'm pretty sure you could go in there and like see fucking syringes in the toilet.
Shout
Like,
out Miami.
Shout out Miami, gang.
One time for the one time.
But yeah, I worked at Ultra one time. I worked at Ultra once, and I did one of those booths. I don't know if you remember. They had a bunch of booths, and they would do. One of them was like a recycling booth, which is the one that I worked for, and you would bring in like bottle caps and plastic bottles and shit like that, and give them to us that we were gonna recycle, and then we would give you merch. And people, and then people legit, like when
That's the MDMA days,
bro, when they weren't like, when they couldn't find someone that they liked performing, they just go around looking for bottles just to get some, like, merch and shit, like, straight up.
Oh, that's lit.
So it was vibing, and then it was chilling because we would get off by like 8. They're like, you know, like, you got into the festival for free. The rest of the night is yours. You can enjoy the festival. So really, you worked during like the people that weren't that big, and then you were there for the big headliners.
That's dope.
So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But definitely, I don't think I wouldn't go and pay for a ticket. The only reason I was there was because I was getting paid and because it was free for me to enjoy it afterwards. But it's not really my cup of tea as far as the music. There's a lot of tiki taka. You know, it's like after a little while I get a little headache. I don't know, it's just me. But you know, all power to you if you enjoy that music.
But the light shows. Oh my gosh! I had some dude fucking do a light show in front of my face.
Like,
I
what
could
is
not.
this, drama school? Like, what's happening right now? Yeah, I've seen that. The little gloves. Yeah, I think it's for people that are tripping more than anything.
I wasn't tripping, but it was fucking me up.
Yeah?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't get out of it. I was trapped. I saw everything.
For real?
Yeah, it was like he did an octopus with his hands.
What?
It was in because they turned off the lights, so he was here, and it just was in my face, and I couldn't get out of it. I was
That's what she said.
hypnotized. Right.
That was solid.
She talks a lot.
That was solid. That was beautiful. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I remember one time when I was drinking, but Four Locos. Never. After that, I was like, you know what? I'm good. I can't. It never got that. Huh?
Four Locos and put a little hair chest. You know what I'm saying? Give you a little hair chest. You know what I'm saying? Four Loco teach you shit about life, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Four Loco would not fuck around.
Yeah, that's some other stuff.
And that was before they had to change the recipe, bro. Because at first they had it had caffeine also. Mm-hmm. And then the FDA was like, let's cut the bullshit. Like, let's cut this shit.
I don't know when I had it then.
Because there was
when they change it.
It had to have been like, I want to say around 2006, 7.
Oh, okay. I wasn't drinking it.
Maybe.
What happened to you?
Maybe after. I'm not sure. Honestly, don't quote me on that. I gotta check the exact date. But I know that there were 2 Four Locos. You know, it's kind of like before Christ and after Christ. Like it was before the caffeine exclusion and after it. Because before they took out the caffeine, that shit will fuck you up but keep you going.
That's terrible.
You know, like
okay.
Like,
so
I think I had it before.
So you was going? How many you had? You had
fuck
one?
you up but keep you going.
It was like
it'll have the alcohol and then you're gonna knock out. Nah, there's that caffeine, baby. That shit. So
I don't remember that I kept going, but I know I was told that you didn't fucking pass out and should just go to sleep, bitch.
That's that pristine. That's that OG Four Loco, you know. And you can't even find that nowadays. You go on eBay, get that shit for like $500 a can.
Right.
That's an OG. That's that good.
Probably on the black market. So.
Black market.
All I can say is, if you ever had that, just make sure you have somebody to take care of you.
Yeah, for real. That DD.
Okay,
it's in the name.
Yeah. It's Four Locos. You need a 5th person sober. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. But yeah, unfortunately, KZ had to run film with my main man Pat Riley. Shout out to Pat. Or Spolstra as well. You know, so shout out to Spolstra. But he will be here next week, so look out for that. And let's say you go to a Heat game, right? And KZ is playing, you know what I'm saying? And he's getting that double, that triple. He's getting a quadruple. I don't even know how, but he just got it, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh my God, everybody's cameras isn't working, but mine is. This footage is going to be worth millions. But you don't know how to edit this motherfucking footage? You hit up Tom MJ Moore, and he's going to get you right every single time. You send over that KZ footage, bro, he's going to make that shit look like a ESPN cut, like for real. Tom MJ Moore. That's where it's at.
That's it, yo.
Guys, you have anything before we wrap up?
The government is under talks for another stimulus check, so that's
with a grin. He said with a grin.
Let's hope that they approve that. From last week, things have changed.
Let's get that stimulus.
Yeah, I got to prove the stimulus is coming in. So for those who got it, also congrats. We're on the same boat here.
Boy.
Yeah, well, that's
beautiful. That's beautiful. Ali, Craig.
Got the song with that stimulus check. Come drop your whole album.
Yeah, do that.
Ali.
And make sure you got your mask.
Make sure you got the mask.
The gloves. And don't go to the fucking beaches. There's a Grim Reaper out there. He gonna get y'all. I'm just saying.
You gonna get you.
Listen,
don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for the media. I know they're opening shit up.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking idiot. All right.
For real.
Like
and very, very, very important. One more thing. Hold on. I have to get it here.
Get it.
Do not, and I repeat, do not. If you live in Miami, do not go to the Burger King that is on 16700 Northwest 67th Avenue. 16700 Northwest 67th Avenue. If there's a woman named Vortex and you do decide to go there, make her apologize, film it, send it to me. Thank you very much.
Film it. Send it in.
Appreciate
send it
you
in.
guys.
Yeah. If you wanna prank call him, feel free.
Just comment on below and I'll give you my number. And
shout out to Vortex.
Okay, Vortex.
I'm glad the Grim Reaper made you remember that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yo, for real. He's like, oh, by the way.
By the way, Grim Reaper, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, hit up Vortex and let them know we say hi. Shout out to Tom MJ Moore. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. It's gonna get you right every single time. Be on the lookout for KZ in the next episode. We got a bunch of exciting guests coming up every Thursday at midnight or Friday morning. You know what day it is. But yeah, stay gold, stay beautiful, and stay true. Holla!
Talk about anything, and it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you